Welcome to the Battleground of the Gods.
Welcome, challengers, to Battleground of the Gods, a Smite podcast. I am your host, Dep Nation, and we've got a full crew today. Joining us, we have Nevea03.
Hey, everybody, how's it going?
Willow1771.
What's going on, bots?
Silent Reveries, a.k.a. Young Bryce, a.k.a. VD 2.0.
Yeah.
Fro Double G.
Hey, ladies, what's up?
Is muted.
I still said it. It counts. I'm sorry. I'm eating that dinner.
Alrighty. And we've got a guest with us today, Ranian. How's it going, man?
I'm good.
The Frosty
Welcome.
Boys joined the Battleground.
Thank you. Glad
So,
to be here.
I think that's the title. The Frosty Boy has joined the Battleground.
Absolutely. For any of our listeners who may not know who you are, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
My in-game name is Ranian, as it was already stated. I'm known in the Smite community as the Ymir One Trick. I got about 43,000 worshippers on Ymir. I've been getting...
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Look, sorry for eating right now, but
That's
Jesus
a lot
Christ,
of stars.
that's a lot.
Yeah, it's about 42 right now. No, actually, I just hit 4,400, 44,000 yesterday, so it's 43 right now. But anyway, I main Conquest, but I got my name off doing YouTube in Duel, and I got rank 1 Grandmaster last 2 or 3 splits just playing Ymir. So yeah, that's basically where most of the Smite community knows me.
Now, I just have to say, Depp has literally been talking about you because he has been playing Ymir only duels a lot lately. And he's like, man, I just want to be like this Ranian guy.
Yeah, it's a rough life, but once you get the hang of most of the matchups, there's you gotta know to play against Ymir, you gotta know how to play against them. Otherwise, if your positioning is perfect, you could just beat anybody.
Yeah.
So I have a quick, brief question here. When you say you play a lot of Conquest, are you in the support role or are you in the terrifying jungle role when you're playing this Ymir?
Usually if I play Ymir, I'm playing either solo or support.
Okay, all right.
So,
'Cause I was gonna say I don't know if we could be friends if you're gonna be a scary Ymir out of the jungle.
No. I don't enjoy the jungle so much because honestly, I'm terrible at jungling. I don't know where to go half the time.
Same.
So yeah, but normally my main role is mid. Actually, I play mages. I love playing mages. But if I'm playing Ymir, I'm playing either solo or sub.
Incon's been pushing that Ymir mid with all the hunters mid. He's like, well, what's a counter to hunters? Guardian mid. I'm like, oh.
Is it? I'm gonna have to try it because I really haven't tried it. I don't like Ymir mid because the first few levels, since you can't effectively push the wave, it's kind of rough to get by the first few levels.
And it's also not like Duel where there's literally nobody else you have to worry about. There's a
Exactly.
support and a jungler, and you are very immobile.
Yeah.
So as soon as you
Yeah,
use your abilities...
if you want to effectively push the wave, you have to walk all the way to your melee. That's a pretty deep place to be
also,
considering the meta is level 2 ganks, blink, and mid.
Yep. What were you saying, Fro?
Fro, what's up?
I would say it's also hard because in Conquest you actually start at level 1, so you don't have all your abilities. And I've watched a couple of your YouTube videos with the Ymir, and you effectively use that wall when you can't get up there.
Yeah.
It's well, fuck you. Well, your minions can't get up here, and you can't auto through the wall.
Exactly.
You can't do that if you don't have it yet.
Exactly.
All right, Randy, I got 2 questions. First one, are you Canadian?
I am not Canadian.
All
you
right.
are so far off, it's not even funny, dude.
I just got to make
we're okay
sure
with
that just puts you on, like, you're automatically, no matter where leaderboard is, you're better than Rexy. Automatically. Easy. You can never fall below him because you're not Canadian.
Toxic.
The second one, I thought that was really clever, and you've already burst my bubble that I'm, like, nervous now to ask it. So here it is. Totally original, I hope. And if it's not, I need to know what you get asked all the time. But I'm assuming this is it. You were Hat Master.
No, okay, that's a new one.
Really? That's a new
Who's
one.
the
That
better
is
Ymir? You were Hat Master.
That's actually a new one. No, I am not. We're completely two different persons. You could probably tell by my voice. But yeah, I've gotten asked the question of who's the better Ymir a couple of times, and honestly, like, my conclusion has always been the same. Like, I believe on the 1v1 Ymir matchup, Hat is better building, but I'm better mechanically.
Makes sense.
So what would
Okay.
it take to see this
Give me
1v1?
that.
That's a safe way to answer it.
Damn it, I was
Yeah.
muted again. What would it take to get this 1v1?
Oh wait, there's been two already.
I was gonna say, I feel like this has
one.
happened.
Yeah, Hat has one in his channel. Really good video that he put up. Pretty edited. It's like 6 minutes of like the highlights. And the other one, End Shadow, has it on his channel. Is a full duel video of the whole match from spectator view.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I have to go take a look at those.
I might have to go watch them as well.
So what's the question you get asked all the time that you had me all worried about?
Why do I play Ymir so much?
That is a good question.
That
that
is-
is an excellent question.
Let's answer that right now.
Honestly, like, let's see. I when I started playing this game, like back, I think it was closed beta 2012 or something. I got into the Smite because I'm like a big mythology buff, so like playing Poseidon or something like that seemed like really cool to me. And like Poseidon used to be my main, and all of a sudden I started playing other gods and whatnot, played a little bit of everything, and I think I just, like, one day I just, like, played a bit of Ymir, like, too much in the day and noticed that I was kind of, doing pretty decent at him. So I kept doing it, and, like, this feeling of smacking people with a Guardian just came over me, and I don't know, and here I am. 44,000 subscribers, worshippers later.
They're the same thing,
Great.
worshippers, subscribers.
44,000.
They mean the same thing, right?
Right?
Yeah, kind of.
I don't know how you do it. I get a God of Diamond, and I do my best to never
To
touch
avoid
him
playing
again.
it? Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yes.
I have like
I mean, I play like a bunch of other gods like all the time. Like in a regular 8-hour day, I play at least probably like 10 gods. But in like the majority of the games are, I don't know, out of the 10 game or out of the 8 hours, probably 3 or 4 are probably Ymir.
Oh, so you're not just like insta-locking Ymir every game.
No, I've played this game since like 2012, so that's 7 years, and Ymir represents, like, I think less than 40% of my playtime.
Okay, I got you. How many diamonds do you have? Because that's always a good indicator of your variety.
I think it's like 20 something.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
So you're
I'm
a
at-
fake Ymir one trick. You're a bamboozler.
Yeah, well, I mean, people don't believe it when they see 44 stars, you know? When they see 44 stars, you tell them you play other gods, and they're like, no, you don't.
Whenever I see somebody who has that many stars, I always say to myself, they don't play Smite. They just play X God.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I've had people report me in Duel after I beat them because they banned Ymir and I still win because I picked something else and then smacked them with it.
We know he can only play Ymir. He must be hacking.
Hacker.
Yeah.
What bullshit, though. Reporting in Duel. Come on.
Right?
Oh, that's probably safe bet. Probably like over 60-70% of my games I get reported.
Really? Is Duel that toxic that people are just like,
Duel is the most toxic game mode by far, my man.
Very common to get a report after.
No, literally, like I don't know if you're in like if you got a Fro is the one that got the insight on Smite. If you can go to the support for a second, go to that department, and like if you can get statistic of how many reports you get out of Duel, it's probably like 100 times higher than Conquest.
Oh God,
I don't know exact numbers or what percentages are, but I can tell you that when I talk to the head of support herself, it's a common problem.
Yeah. Duel brings like this is a problem like all the top like Duel streamers and content creators can tell you. Like Sam, Rexy could probably tell you the same thing. Like this Duel is like very, very toxic community. It brings out the worst in everybody.
In Duel, when you lose,
better than everybody else.
You can't blame your allies.
Yeah, you can't blame your allies, so you blame your enemy for whatever, picking an OP god or building a certain way or playing a certain way, you know?
Yeah, quit your tower camping.
I was streaming once, I think, and I was playing some duels, and Fro was in the chat, and he was getting hyped for me making plays, and I was just like trying to be super calm, like focus on what's going on in the game. And I had either killed someone, and I'm like, maybe we could push this Phoenix and win. I'm not sure, you know. And Fro's like, go do it. He's like shouting at his screen, rooting for me. So I don't know. I always try to take the analytical side of it and say like, what can I do now?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the way I take it. Like every game is what am I facing? How do I play around it? Because like when you play Ymir, you're considering the meta on Duel right now. When you play Ymir, you're probably 90% chance on the wrong side of the matchup. So you gotta come in with like the mindset of what am I gonna do to win this? You know, what are the outplays that I have to do to get around his abilities or whatnot. So you basically gotta try hard all the time.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Now, I was watching one of your videos, or maybe it was the Sam the Dude video you starred in.
Okay.
But I think you had mentioned that it's like when you're recording, since you're trying to interact for the video, that you don't usually perform as well as you would if you were just
I mentioned this. Yeah, I mentioned this a couple times in my videos, but like I've mentioned it on just watching like other Duel streamers chat and whatnot, like or like talking in their chat. Because you watch them, right? You watch Duel streamers and they're Sam, Rexy, they're high level Grandmaster players that been number one for a bajillion splits, and you watch them, and you like if you're watching them stream, you watch them do so many mistakes, and they're backing and red buffs coming up, or they just got a kill and there's a Phoenix or a full wave coming into the Phoenix and they just back without taking the Phoenix. They do that all the time because they're paying attention to creating content and talking with chat and all that stuff, and that I've noticed that happen to me like every time I'm trying to either record YouTube or even stream. Like it just paying attention and trying to talk to everybody at the same time and playing is just kind of hard to juggle both things at the same time.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair. Have you ever thought about voicing over one of your videos?
I've done that, and my YouTube does not know this, but I've done I've done that. I recorded a couple games that after I recorded it, the game was like really good, and then I go over it to check it, and there's like no audio of me, and it's like, oh fuck, I screwed a setting. So then I do a voiceover. Yeah.
Those are the videos that you should just like in those scenarios. It's cool when you're like chit-chatting while you're playing and recording at the same time. But in those ones, you should do like an analytical breakdown of your gameplay and criticize every little move that you make. Hey, this is some really good gameplay, but I wasn't recording my audio, so I'm just going to break down every little thing that I do, why I buy this. What I think that'd be kind of cool and very informative for people that watch you.
Yeah, I've thought about this, and I actually have one video that I did like that. It was Ymir versus Uller on it was high level GM. I don't know who I was playing, but it was definitely high level GM. And this Uller played like a really, really good game. It was really, really back and forth, and I didn't record it, but it was such a good game that I went back and watched the replay. Yeah, and I recorded that and did like a voiceover, like doing exactly that, just like criticizing everything and going like play by play. But I never uploaded that one. I still got that one right there. I don't know. I never got around to like actually publishing it.
There's a lot, like, the only reason I say this is because there's a lot of great duel players out there that put out good content, but there's always like Rexy's the biggest example because Rexy's a huge YouTuber now. His videos are really interesting, and he's talking a lot in them and interacting with his like viewers and like talking a little bit about the gameplay, but a lot of the times he's just chit-chatting. There's not a lot of really like breakdown specifics, which I think are missing, and I'm sure that there's definitely duel players in the community that would like stuff like that.
Yeah, you're probably right. Like, now that you mention it, like, and if you really think about it, like, really nobody does this. Nobody breaks down a game like play by play. What are my options here? What do I do here? Like, what can happen here? What's the outcome here? What are the possibilities? Like, nobody breaks it down like that.
Well, even if you, I'm just throwing you content here now. Even if you you come into a situation and you like pause the video and you say, okay, these are my options. I have a wave coming. He's looking to pressure me. Red's coming up. What do I need to do here so that I can secure red and make sure that I still get the XP for the wave? You know what I mean? Like, going over those things would be really cool.
Yeah, definitely food for thought. Yeah. I'll write that in my Frosty notebook.
There you go. Oh, man. All right. Well, it's a bit late to be getting into our games this week. Does anyone have any games that stand out or that they want to mention? Sounds like you might have a game, Nev.
I'm just gonna keep this very brief. We had our league set this week. I played AMC both games.
The bees!
Gokinator. Yeah, not the bees!
Never want to see that meme again. Stupid gif.
Hey, you're just mad. All right, buddy? It's okay. Gokinator fragged on some ISIS carry. And I just want to give him a big shout out for that beautiful ISIS carry. Well done, my friend.
You guys played a team that you were relatively friends with. Like, at least Gok is friends with the one guy.
Yeah, so we played them a bunch during last split, and they were a force to be reckoned with, and they still are. I will be honest, I went into this game feeling very, very nervous because it was a huge matchup, and I was really worried about it. And they played very well. Dishwater is an amazing mid and a very good lane opponent, so shout outs to him. All around a very, very good set, and I think it'll be casted at some point this weekend. So
I think it's
keep
tomorrow.
your eyes out.
I think they're
Sunday, I think.
You're right.
It's Sunday.
But
Sunday.
if you're listening to this, it was the last Sunday.
Oh yeah, it's already done. So DM me and I'll give you the link.
There you go.
No, it was a really super intensive game, and I was very, very excited about it. Big shout out to those guys again. You guys rock. Like, seriously. That's the only thing I have to say about this week.
That's all
I just
Nev's
saw-
got to say about that.
I just saw the banter in
That's
our
all
Discord.
I got to say about that.
There was a lot of random banter in our Discord. I don't want to throw any, like, I love that you guys come in, but there's like 3 or 4 different teams that all have at least somebody in our Discord, and there's usually somebody throwing shade at somebody else.
Oh yeah.
It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. At the end of the day, we all really care about each other, and we have
I don't give a
good
fuck about you
rapport
guys
with
at
each
all.
other. All right, Bryce.
Okay, Bryce, calm down.
I can't wait till Nev just frags you in mid.
Oh wait, you weren't here last week. That already happened.
Oh no, I heard about that.
Oh.
I heard about the scrim game. I just didn't. We the actual league game where he's playing things that he wants to play hasn't occurred
All right. Soon, TM.
yet. TM.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trademarking that.
Okay.
I had to sit
Well,
out this week because otherwise the team would have had to take like a 1-week penalty. So I didn't get to play this week. I had to watch in.
Okay.
But
Well, go ahead. Do you have any games?
I was
You got
already
some?
talking, so I was just going to keep
Yeah,
talking.
go
Let's
for
just
it.
keep
Go
going.
for
Sorry.
Keep going. You were taking a depth pause, so I didn't know.
Yeah. I'm just here. I'm just here.
Sometimes I'm just here,
Oh, I should have used that as a pickup line from Depp instead of corn. Sometimes I'm just here.
I'm just here.
I was just going to mention, I don't know what I was thinking, but after our Drunk Lore episode, I decided to play rank. And it was not on my alternate account. It was on my main account.
Oh, not really,
Bryce,
Trilly.
why?
Yeah. Relly Charlie didn't make an appearance. He should have.
Oh,
He
no.
didn't save
He
me this
should've.
time. But fucking, I've been trying to play to get them out of my match history. Right now, the only 2 that are left are AMC 2-13 and Honor 4-12.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
So I've been
No.
catching up all week for losing like 7 or 8 drunk rank games in a row.
Oh,
Bryce.
gosh.
Bryce,
Huh.
you were fucking trashed last episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody
I don't know how
was.
you
Everybody
logged into
was gone.
Smite after that
Bryce,
episode.
you should have.
All right. Nev, go ahead and
Yeah.
let everybody know about Saturday morning Nev trying to download our audio.
Oh, wait. No. Okay. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. Nev had a very, very rough weekend last weekend. All IRL shit that I don't really want to talk about right now. So I go to edit the podcast Monday night. I load that shit up, start importing everybody's audio.
J-Max still
Oh,
hadn't
Bryce.
sent his.
Old Bryce over here sends an episode titled Episode 61 Bot G. I start listening. I'm like, Bryce doesn't sound like he's had enough liquor. What
At
is-
least I sent an episode. At least it was the right podcast.
We'll
This
give
is
you
not
that.
the
It was
Drunk
the
Lore
right one.
episode. Yeah, J-Mac was a little delayed on his as well, but that was fine. He got that over to me. But I was just like, what is this, episode 61? And then I think there was somebody else that titled their
Fro titled his
episode
68.
68.
Episode 68.
Yeah.
I don't know
was
what
like,
episode we were on.
Froze from the future, I guess. I don't know. It was a hot mess. But yeah, editing the episode last week was a lot of fun. I got to listen back and actually recall all the conversations we had, and they were very good ones.
Yeah.
You got any bloopers?
Just listen
there
to
were
the
a
That whole
couple that hit
episode's
the-
damn near a blooper.
There were a couple that hit the cutting room floor, but for the most part, it was a pretty.
I
clean
love how you left in Silent literally tapping on his
tapping
mic.
on his microphone.
Hello?
I had to.
Yeah, that
All right,
thing.
Fro. All right, Fro. You're gonna have to pinpoint that on 27 minutes into the podcast. You might want to normalize that a little bit.
Yep.
Lower that level down.
Oh.
I love how I started off last episode too. Like, oh man, guys, we got to be careful. You're peeking. Everybody decides to peek in return, and then you just leave that shit in, and we just run with the episode. It's like, all right, well, shit
It was
happens.
funny. It was funny.
Hey, everyone's on
Ranian,
the
do
same
you watch
level.
them? Ranian, you watch some Japanese cartoons?
You mean anime? Yeah.
They're
Nice.
adult cartoons.
Nice. So the real. Have you watched Naruto?
Yeah.
So last week's drunk lore was Izanami and Izanagi, and the only real lore is, fuck,
The jutsu
Itachi and
master.
Sasuke
Remember it?
shit.
You already forgot.
I cannot remember
Where are
the
your
last
notes?
name right now. Holy fuck.
Uchiha.
Uchiha. Yes. Jutsu. That's the real lore.
All right, since we brought it up on Wednesday, we put out a Twitter poll about which lore was correct. Now we only had 40 votes, and technically there's currently still like 12 hours because I gave it 3 days. But we're gonna go over the results right now.
I
Let's
think
do it.
I think Bryce botted the poll results.
Oh, yeah.
I don't agree with them. It's fake news.
Fake news. All right, so that'll give you a little bit of a hint.
So wait, what was the poll about?
Who had the better lore is
So-
J-Mac with his books and like the actual real world lore versus Bryce's Naruto, Izanagi, Uchiha, Jutsu.
So the tally comes in at 63% to 38%. Bryce's lore is apparently more accurate in
Hell
the
yeah.
Japanese tradition than J-Mac's actual studied lore.
The challengers know the
Well,
rules.
I think that poll is biased as hell.
I think so too. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Can confirm.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck voted for J-Mac. They're biased, fucking idiots.
Oh god.
Yeah, they just like J-Mac. Fuck.
Should we talk about the other poll real quick then?
What's the other
Oh
poll?
god, that one's on your Twitter, not on mine. Although I will say there was only 2 options, and I wish there was 2 more. Who the fuck is this guy? And what is it? No items, send it, Thanatos? Question mark.
Hell yeah.
All right. So
I
put
thought
a
it was going to
poll
be
out.
sometimes I'm just here.
Yeah, that would work too.
I put a poll out, like promised last week. Should we have _ Silent Reveries, aka Bryce, be a regular on at Battleground of? 75% said yes, more Bryce, more beard. 25 said no more Bryce, less beard.
Hell yeah. I'm sorry, 25% of people that. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make it up to you and be better me.
I mean, that's a quarter of our listenership. So
But here I am.
I mean, not really. It was only 28 votes. That's not even close to a quarter of our listenership.
okay, you said 25%. And I, blew it up.
Yeah, out
for-
of 28,
I just gotta
that's only
say-
7 people.
I just gotta say, since we're talking about listeners, we hit 500 listens in less than 24 hours on the Drunk Lore episode. Thank you, challengers, for just like blowing that episode up. And also, shout out to Ario Steele. He has like 250 plus listens on SoundCloud alone. And I know that he listens to it on
Hell
YouTube as
yeah.
well. So he is listening to this show all the fucking time. That dude is a fucking beast.
I think number 2 is Big Dick Rick. Well, number 2 is actually my old account, but I lost access to it and had to make a new SoundCloud. So I'm not counting that. So then it'd be Big Dick Rick.
You're not Doombringer Atrocitus anymore?
No.
Oh, man.
Hold on. Let me just ask you this. How do you lose so many account accesses with the way the internet works and how easy it is to get passwords reset and changed?
I mean, they put so much layers of security nowadays.
All of it was hooked up to my Facebook. I deleted Facebook.
Oh, rip.
Can confirm that would do that.
Yep.
That's probably
Yo,
one
the
of the
fucking-
reasons I don't
Fuck
have.
Facebook. I feel so much better.
Yeah.
Wait, you get perma delete it now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, gone. Get the fuck out of here. But okay, they put you on a 30-day like waiting period. Like, you sure you want to delete this? And it's like, yeah,
They
bitch.
give you like a
that's-
30 days to regret it
Mm-hmm.
before they data dump.
I pretty much only have Facebook for random logins and like 2 people that I contact that way. That's it. That's literally all I use Facebook for.
So I'm majorly Facebook, like on a personal level, and I do have a Twitter just because like
Content.
people have Twitters, right? But I have nothing in it because I think like Twitter is just like for the next generation or something. I'm not there yet.
You're not there yet?
No, I'm not there yet.
You
Dude.
Can
gotta announce
confirm
your
once I
streams.
got there, I will take a Twitter over a Facebook any day.
Oh, 100%.
No,
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's just I never got around to it. Like when I was a kid, like I did MySpace, and
I remember MySpace. Yep.
Yeah, I did MySpace. I'm 29, dude. And I did MySpace, and I remember like meeting up with a bunch of people that eventually were, became my friends in a summer study program for high schoolers, and when we got together, like everybody uses Facebook, and I'm on MySpace, and I'm the weird kid on MySpace. So I switched over to Facebook, and now everybody's on Twitter, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do that transition. Let the young kids do the Twitter.
So since we're talking about Twitter, you guys forgot to announce it last week because you were sending
We were
it.
drunk lore.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
drunk loring. You were corn.
Corn.
I was corn. Yeah.
Between the episode of Allie and the episode of Drunk Lore, officially hit 1K followers on Twitter. Thank you guys for another milestone. We are also closing in on 20,000 listens for our podcast on SoundCloud. That's coming around the
Holy
corner.
shit.
Yep. We're at like almost 18.5. So keep it up, challengers. You guys rock.
Woo woo.
Not even canceling that.
Not canceling it.
Not canceling.
Not canceling.
All right. I guess I'll do my games real quick since I've been talking a bunch.
Do it.
So over the weekend, I played a bunch of ranked. I played a couple games with our buddy Pubed. Pubed is really fun to play with until he gets really mad when we lose. And then at the end of the game, he's like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. And then we laugh and play another game. But Sunday, I had a really bad headache, so I didn't play any Smite. Sunday, okay, I have to say this. Path of Exile is surprisingly a good game. I really love Diablo-like games, and Path of Exile scratches that itch. Don't worry, I play Smite still. I'm not going to transition just to Path of Exile. I just want to throw that out there.
Okay,
Wednesday,
Realm Royale Willow.
Wednesday I played some games with the bots on PS4, and we had a couple meme games, a couple frags, just screwing around in Assault and Arena. That's when Fro and I did the hat from 2 weeks ago, and we'll talk about that during the hat. But yeah, that's pretty much my games. Bunch of ranked games early in the week, and then some meme games with the crew on PS4.
Heck yeah, bud. You got any games, Fro?
All right, Rum Runner, you fella. I played with you guys. We did games. They were great. They were fun. That's what I got.
That's what you got. That was it. I
Short
played
and
some
sweet.
games with you guys.
They've been
Yep.
mad upset that I keep
That you-
forgetting the games with those.
Okay.
They literally at him in the Discord.
Yeah, like, okay, good thing Fro didn't call or shout out we played them games together. Feels great. Called out everybody else. It's like, okay, listen here. I list
Okay.
like 6 people every week, first off. Secondly, I'm an idiot, so I forget shit. Mainly that last one, though.
Yep.
We'll go with that.
Mainly the last one.
I think Korn had to do something with that as well.
You know what?
I mean,
Full
yeah, I
circle.
was.
Corn's used in the production of alcohol. We were drinking alcohol.
So corn.
And you played Smite, so corn should be a god in Smite, obviously.
Also,
Corn.
Corn. It's
all right, yeah. This
Fro and I
Depp got really
live in-
trashed one episode, and then we were bitching. Like, so we got on a little tangent about like how we live in little fucking villages where there's nothing but farmers around. And then Depp just out the blue, he's like, "I know corn."
He was very wasted.
So
So now whenever he's drunk, and he's been there, he goes full corn.
I think when we hit 2 years, we get to retcon anything in the past that happened. One thing. You get to pick one thing.
Can I get rid of salty
Is
stone?
that how it's working?
Or the she? Can I get rid of the she?
You could get rid of the
Willow,
she if you want, but
you
we have to
probably
hit 2
wanna
years.
You probably want to get rid of Toxic Blade, Willow. I think that's the one to get rid of.
I can fuck Toxic Blade. I want to get rid of the ladies, Nev and Willow.
The hey ladies, the YouTube Willow.
I'm good with everything. Y'all can roast me. I don't give a fuck. I don't think there's been something that's bothered me at all that anyone's roasted me on.
We could probably fix
I
that.
think about the
Yeah,
only one
yeah, give us
is
some
the
time.
shit
Let us
internet
think
one,
on
because
it.
it's like I literally cannot do anything about that.
The shitternet.
And everyone acts like I haven't tried. It's like, okay, yep.
You got an
I've called-
upgrade, and it doubled your internet speed to 3 megabytes.
It did.
To 3.
It did. It tripled.
Oh,
My
that's
internet
right, because
speed.
you had 1 megabyte, and now you have 3 megabytes.
I had 1.5,
Oh,
and now I'm up to
sorry.
5.
Oh,
5.
Yeah, on that hot dial-up.
Oh, it's
Fucking
bad.
big dick megabytes over here.
Oh man. Well, Depp had some games as win-win, loss-loss, win-loss, win-loss. That type of deal.
Okay.
Played a duel. Won with Ymir, then I lost with Ymir. I
Sounds
got
like Ymir.
locked down by a Baron. And,
Baron is a really hard matchup for Ymir.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you have to
Yeah,
all
he
his
has,
ult.
he has like everything like you need to counter, like his two cleanses, everything Ymir slows, he can cleanse his the 2 slow, he can cleanse the ult slow. 3 the 3 is absolutely disgusting. That slow into root, that's just gross.
Yeah. And then
And-
he
and-
secures
and
his
the-
abilities, and you
yeah.
can't run at him, so...
Yeah.
I personally
And the
just...
thing is, like, the roots don't DR, so it's silly. He could just spam it on you, and you go full CDR Baron, that thing's on like on a 5-second cooldown, and he just spam it on you.
I personally feel like Baron needs to be transitioned to a Guardian role, because his kit is like super Guardian oriented, but he's in the mage
Yeah.
and has the ability to hit you like a fucking truck. It's too
Yeah,
much.
no, definitely. Yeah, I mean, they transitioned Vulcan from a Guardian to Mage, so I don't see why Baron can't do the same like backwards, right?
Fro, get on that.
Oh, yeah.
Olympian Fro, please.
Fro, Olympian, we need help.
No,
Nurse
no.
No
Baron
issue.
into a Guardian.
Nerf
Got a
him
Guardian
into a
kit.
Guardian. Why can't
He's
they
got a
buff him
Guardian
into
kit.
Guardian?
It's just put him in his. Yeah, they did it to Robin a few patches ago. It's just his natural transition into what he's supposed to be.
They've
I'm
done a
just
bunch
glad
of
they
works
never
like
took
that.
Erlong. I thought for sure that Erlang would be an assassin by now. And I'm so glad he hasn't been. As soon as they took Ravana, I'm like, Erlong's next. Here it comes.
I think it still should be, honestly. Like I've been banning Erlang all my.
Well, Ranian,
my
thank you for joining us today. It was great having you on.
That's going to be the end of the episode, everybody.
Stay the fuck away from my warriors.
Yeah,
That's
well,
all I got.
I've been personally banning all Erlang on all my conquest games because like you just
He's broken.
pick
He's
that
super
thing,
strong.
hold W, and forget the rest.
Yep.
That's
No,
why
it
I
was a
love him.
game a while back. Fro and I were in the duo lane, and I was like, Fro, I gotta get out. He's Erlang ADC. I'm his Guardian. I think it was Ganesh. And I'm like, Fro, I gotta get out. They were coming back to lane, and Fro just kills both of them, I think.
I
Sounds
1v3'd and killed 2 and got out. healthier than the one that walked away from me.
Sounds about right
Yeah.
for Erlang.
Yeah, he's strong. But I don't.
Well, okay, here's the
Megan, you got
thing.
any games
Here's
you
the
wanna
thing.
chit-chat
Whenever
about
you
this
play
week?
Erlang, you need to remember, I'm going to fuck you with auto attacks harder than you can fuck me.
All right.
Let's have a
All right.
fuck off, bro. Let's do it.
Wow.
Dude, can
Wait,
confirm. No, really. Like,
don't
that's when
wanna
I play
watch that.
Erlang, that's my mentality in the duel lane. Like, I picked Erlang because I can fuck on you harder than you can fuck me.
Hell yeah.
So, you die first, and then I can just survive because you
Hell
dead.
yeah. Let's fuck.
Today I played a couple conquest games, a couple duel games. Duel I beat Keegan. He's a pretty a duel streamer. He's got like 50. He gets like 50 viewers ish. Conquest I played like 3 or 4 games queued up again in Bear in like Bears games.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, those were fun. I think like two of them I played Ymir. One I played Nua. There was one that was really fun because it was really back and forth. I was feeding my brains off, and I think Jeff was on the other lane too. So where they like the duel was like really hard. But we had King Arthur as our solo lane in a big boy game. It was a Grandmaster game, you know, we had a King Arthur on our side, and we're losing mid, we're losing duo, and basically our jungle is like up par, and obviously King Arthur's winning, and so when he starts rotating, this guy literally takes a 1v5 fight, kills 3 people, and walks away.
King Arthur.
That's just wild.
Yeah, that's King Arthur. Literally, that's King
Glad
Arthur.
Shield.
Yeah. It was an amazing thing to watch because you see that a lot, in like I don't know, probably lower level games, but seeing that in a game where like you have Vote, you have Bear, you have Jeff, you have Marble, you have Mollusk, you know, you have big boys in this game, and like you seeing them try to kill five man kill one dude, and you know 3 of them die is just this god is fine.
It's balanced. Balanced.
This guy, you know the 2 nerfs that they gave him, that did it. We're good. Yeah.
Well, man, that would be a whole nother thing. Whenever I queue into an arena or like a party mode and I see someone with the Masters or Grandmasters logo on their frame, I just I pee myself and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a fun game. You know, chalk this one up as a loss.
I mean, if it's just one
I get
player,
excited when I see him in my game. Because I fucked on GMs and masters constantly in assaults. Like, this ain't your time.
I don't know what
those
you
games.
Calm down there, Fro.
Yeah. Personally, I enjoy those games. Like every time I get like a big boy game, I enjoy those because you know they push you. They make you think about things twice, and you know half of the time, half of the time you're sitting there like, oh shit, what the fuck just happened? I died.
Yeah, I
But,
was playing Arena. I walked out a fountain. And I got 360 no-scoped by a Thothel. Like, if that teaches me anything, it's just don't walk out a fountain.
Yep.
There's something else, because he was just spinning, and then he targeted me while charging his ult. It's like, okay, you know, I can't do anything about that. But
at least you can't kill the phoenixes or whatever, the towers in arena anymore. When you used to be able to kill them, like that.
What?
That's how you farm people.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you used to be able to kill them. Now in that, like you did that in arena, and it's like they can't come out of fountain.
Oh god, I didn't even
They're
know
done.
that was a thing. When was that, beta or?
Probably beta.
Gosh, what a time to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's just about all the games. Like to give a quick shout out to wildmonkeydesign.com. They did
WildMonkeyDesign.com.
they did our logo
.com.
and that's really helped the image of the podcast. We have it on our Twitter. We have it on our Discord.
It's on the
got
merch,
it on shirts and our Teespring,
which has been cleaned up and reduced. So please go check it out.
Yeah, we picked the favorite items that us hosts thought should stay up there and definitely reduce the store. There was just a lot, and getting back to the basics.
Oh, did you guys see Allie posted a picture of her sticker in her sticker collection?
She did.
saw that.
She stickers
That's
the side
awesome.
of her computer, so we're on there.
We are officially
Thank you,
on there.
Allie.
We've made it big, boys. We
We're
can go
on,
home now.
our stickers
Just
on the
kidding.
side of a computer.
We're on computer stickers.
All right, that's the end of the podcast, everybody. Have a good one.
Fro says, I want to see this sticker pic.
I'm kind of curious too, to be honest.
Oh, it's on our Twitter. I tweeted.
Willow,
it and
why
replied
don't
to
you
it.
why don't you go pull that up and I'll get us going on Battleground University. We're going to school, everyone, and we're going to school for the Frosty boy himself, Ymir. So, let's do a quick once through of his abilities, and then we can get into it on what we're looking to build with them, what roles he excels in, and how you're looking to play him, like the different play styles, and how can you fight against Ymir.
That.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty sticker right there.
Yeah, that's a pretty logo.
It's a sick ass logo, man.
Yeah, I like it.
You got all the different weapons. You got the minions battling on top of the battleground.
Yeah, I like the Mjolnirs. He's sticking out.
Yep. I think you got what is it? Osiris's flail poking off the side there at the bottom.
Yeah, I don't see Ymir's club though.
Oh,
it
okay.
was
Yeah.
just a little
We'll have to
bulky.
get on that. It's actually behind the logo.
Yeah, it's laying down behind. If you need
All
it,
right,
it's
all
there.
right.
Yeah, it creates the ground they're standing on. That's not
Okay.
grass. That's ice
Makes
spikes.
sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
All right. Ymir's passive, aka Frostbite. It's a buff that does damage reduction, and it affects itself. All of Ymir's abilities that affect enemies apply a debuff to that enemy called Frostbite. All of Ymir's basic attacks against a target affected by Frostbite do 100% more damage. Enemies affected by Frostbite deal 10% less damage, and this debuff lasts for 4 seconds.
So basically, it's a built-in poly.
Built-in
hurts.
poly that lasts for 4 seconds, and it's basically saying, hurt your enemies. That's,
Yeah, now is the time to press W.
yes. Yes, so Ymir will benefit your team by hurting the enemy. So his first ability, Ice Wall, I think we all know this. You've trolled it in your games before. Yes, summon a wall of ice out of the ground that blocks player movement. Starts off for lasting 2 seconds on up to 6 seconds at max rank. It costs 60 up to 80 mana. And it's on a 14-second cooldown.
This is the
Yep,
ability.
I'm really
I've-
good at using this one.
This is
Yeah,
the
I've said this before, and debate with me if you want, but I think that's probably one of the best ability, if not the best ability in the game.
Unless Willow
There's
is
so
is
many
piloting
ways you
Ymir.
could use this. Yeah, there's so many ways you could use this wall.
Oh yeah, take Ho Yi into the duo lane. First ability, you get the wall, pop it up behind the minions, bounce the arrow.
Hoi 1, on her 2, Hell 1. Basically anything in the game that's a projectile, you can wall it off.
Yep. And that also goes for blocking abilities.
Yeah. Also, and my favorite one, and this is one for all the lovers of Loki out there.
Talking
walling
shit?
off the Loki decoy. Loki
Okay,
decoy.
real
If
talk.
you don't know this, the Loki decoy is it's an explodable, right? Loki spawns it, and after I think it's like 2 or 3 seconds, it explodes and it does AOE damage on whatever it taunts in, right? So if you wall between Loki decoy and the minions, it actually does no damage to the minions.
Fuck all the Ymirs who do this to me.
Yeah. So if you're a Loki lover, Kappa,
Nobody really
just
likes
do
Loki.
that to. Yeah, just
Fuck
do
you
that.
guys.
Just do
Fuck
that
you
to
guys.
Loki's, and you'll wreck their day. Literally wreck their day. I played one game yesterday, a conquest game versus Dragon Story, like a GM conquest player that only plays Loki and Arachne at really high level. I played him in a solo lane. I had him 0-5 in the first 5 minutes because I didn't let him clear. I leveled my wall level 2. I didn't level my freeze. I leveled my wall. I didn't let him clear, and that was it for him.
Okay, so I know we're talking about Ymir, but I do want to derail real quick.
Okay.
Would getting rid of Loki's decoy make him less annoying?
No. Getting rid of his stealth would make him less annoying. But
See, I
that
told
would
you,
ruin the
it's
whole
the
thing.
stealth.
Yeah, but that would never happen though. That's never gonna happen. Never.
Yeah, but like, both things go like with his lore, I guess, because Loki's stealth and his decoy both go with what Loki is, so you can't really remove either of them. He's just born to be annoying.
Maybe having a damage threshold to break the stealth would be okay, but
That's a good alternative, Depp.
No, I think maybe not give him such a speed buff during stealth.
Well, my idea was, since we're tangenting now, my idea was to give him the unbreakable feature of the stealth for 1.5 to 2 seconds, so that he has a chance to get out of a situation, but that it isn't stupid OP where he's just, as soon as he's invis, you just don't know where he is because it's unbreakable. That unbreakable feature of the stealth is the most annoying fucking thing. Nobody is annoyed by Morrigan's stealth or Izanami's stealth or Al Quang's stealth because they're all breakable stealths. It's counterable, and you have to use it right to make the stealth effective. Loki just stealths.
But how do you do it? With damage?
Away. Well, I said it would just be like he would only be unbreakable.
limit the unbreakable to like 1 or 2 seconds.
Yeah,
or,
and then
like I said, I'd have a damage threshold where after you take an X amount of damage, you're.
Fro, I like this.
Something.
I like this damage threshold idea. Put that instead.
That might be a good idea, because otherwise you just like hard CC. But my thing for him has always been like he just moves way too fast. Like he's right in front of you. I'm waiting for him to press the stealth button so I can freeze him and get him out of stealth. But like he literally presses it and like
It's gone.
Half a second later I'm freezing and he's already gone. I hit nothing.
Yeah.
He just moves too fast.
Okay, so I have let's go back to the wall real quick.
Yeah, bringing it back.
Trix Tank played Ymir in the games yesterday, and they won a game with Ymir. It was under 25 minutes, which is pretty normal for a Ymir game. He plays really fast or he loses really fast. But anyway, Polar Bear Mike played Horus. Horus is a great god. I love Horus. He's probably my favorite god right now. But there was 2 plays that Trix Tank did, one of which was when Polar Bear Mike blinked on him and attempted to use the 2 on Horus to stun the Ymir because Ymir is so slow. And Trix Tank outplayed him so hard, I was just like, the fuck? He heard the blink cue, and before Polar Bear Mike could dash on him, he placed the wall in front of himself and walked away. So PBM literally dashed into the wall. I was like,
he just stood there with his dick in his hand.
Yep. And he also did the same thing. Polar Bear Mike, they were at the Gold Fury. Polar Bear Mike went to hit the Ymir. As he dashed, Trix Tank blinked past him. So he blinked before he could hit him with a stun. Top tier plays. I just got to give a shout out to my boy Trix.
Yeah, but if you notice, like all these hot plays are always with the wall.
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
Wall, tell you, man, it's the sickest ability in this game.
Especially that you can, if you're running forward, place it at your feet and it pops up behind you.
Yep.
As long as you're not
slowed. Yep.
Yeah.
Even before boots, I think you can drop it down. Am I right?
Even before boots, yes. Common misconception. I had a lot of shit with this over a video one time that I posted. I think I was playing versus Hoyi or an Erlang or something, and I died because I tried to wall behind me, and I walled myself, right? And I didn't have boots at the time, so. Like, I had, like, probably 50% of the comments in that video were like, oh, you can't wall, like, under you if you don't have boots. You need tier 2. And the next video, I'm like, I got super salty with these people. And next video, I'm, like, literally just doing it, like just proving a point. I'm like, okay, look at this, people. 365 movement speed, all right? No boots. You see this? Okay. Yeah, look at that. You don't need boots, okay? You just need ping.
The trick is that you have to have at least his base movement speed. If you're slowed by any percentage, you immediately can't walk past the wall. Like a 5% slow,
and it needs to be perfectly placed too. Like it's probably a ping issue too. Like your ping needs to be right, but it needs to be perfectly positioned. Like if you have no boots, it needs to be perfectly positioned on like your maxed. Range, like, your closest
minimum.
to you.
Minimal range, yep.
Yeah, the minimal range.
And you can't be strafing, you can't be
nothing.
Auto-attacking.
Nothing.
Nothing.
All right, last tangent, or whatever, before we get going, because I think we still got 2 more abilities to talk about, right?
We got 2 more, and then his ultimate.
Oh, shit. All we've talked about is this fucking wall.
His wall and his passive.
I saw a Ymir literally like 2 days ago who bought Phantom to go through his own wall.
Oh, dude, that's boss.
Like
that's
this
boss.
dude,
You gotta tell me who that is. That's Big Burn place.
No, and
it
sounds stupid because like you're saying, oh, you can place it at your feet. No, he would literally do shit like throw up a wall to like separate someone from the teammate, right? Because there's also 2 Ymirs, one on each side. Yeah. Or like our Ymir would throw up a wall to separate him. He would literally freeze us, throw up another wall behind us, and phantom through it and just walk the fuck away and go proxy a wave on us. As his team would like, then all of us would like run around and like come back towards him to go to burn him, but he was tanky as fuck. And then like one of our squishies would get picked off by their team that we just like ignored.
Yeah.
It was crazy. He was doing all sorts of weird shit like that.
That's big brain plays. I'll have to start doing
interesting.
that.
That's definitely interesting. Yeah.
Now we're gonna see a phantom Ymir wall video.
See if it pops up in duel. Get that upgrade. It's got that mitigation on it.
Dude,
watch
the
out.
first time he threw the wall up, and I'm like, okay, well, that was a random wall. And then he just walks through it and freezes. We're like, whoa, what the fuck is that? Like, you're not expecting Ymir to walk through his own wall and insta-freeze.
Yeah, but low key, and then now that we're like you're talking about this, but maybe Ymir's pretty unplayable at a SPL level, So and even in ranked, he's just a bad pick. And they've buffed him a couple of times, but maybe a buff to consider is maybe making him able to walk through his own wall. Maybe
I
think that would just make him
like the Odin
crazy OP.
I've never actually considered that one. I've always said that the one thing we should have is the ability to like cancel the wall. Like if I want to cancel it early, we should probably
I would push for that first.
Yeah,
being able to walk through your own wall, I think, is a little strong.
I like the phantom play.
Can you not cancel it? Can you not?
No, you can't cancel it. No, once you put it up, you're stuck there.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but his abilities can travel through the wall. And speaking of,
he's got abilities? Why don't you tell him about us, Depp?
Yeah, why don't I tell you guys about it?
Forcing
I
thought
thought this guy was just a walking Trump throwing up walls left and right. Like, I didn't know he did other shit.
Yeah, it's very awkward to, especially when you have it fully ranked. It's very awkward when you misplace a wall and you're sitting there for 6 seconds trying to wait for it to go through. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Or have an auto break it, or who knows?
Yeah.
Glacial Strike. This is a line ability that affects your enemy. Ymir smashes his club, doing damage to all enemies in front of him and slowing them. This applies Frostbite. It does 90 up to 370 damage at max strength, plus 70% of your magical power. It applies a 35% slow at all ranks. The slow lasts for 4 seconds. This costs 55 mana up to 75, and it is on a flat 8-second cooldown.
It is super good for early clear. Like, super good.
It's super good. It's probably one of the better, Guardian clears in lane.
It is. For sure.
If you remember, OG meta AMC Ymir lanes, you can't outpush that. There's no way to outpush AMC Ymir.
I think the only Guardian currently that has better clear, if you are doing it right, is Sylvanas, and that's because his AoE autos. But other than Right now is probably actually Ares. Ares clear is actually disgusting. You're
right
right.
now.
I forgot about the Ares buff. That shit is
Ares clear is actually just disgusting.
Pro
right
double
now.
G, please
love
nerf.
Ares jungle.
Please return it to 4%.
Yes, literally gross. I think Weekend actually said in a video that it's literally the best jungle clear right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is. You literally wait. If you have T1 Pythags and what's the Assassin's Blessing, you full clear speed buff with your flames and 1 auto attack, because both the little minions die from just the flames, and then you can single auto attack the big one and drop the buff. That's stupid.
That's ridiculous.
I think it needs to be nerfed to 4%. 4% would make it so that you still have to auto attack the mini creeps, and it wouldn't be stupid broken, but still viable as damage to camps.
Yeah, I think most top tier junglers right now have to 2 basic to clear the wave after the really.
Yep.
I know Ymir.
Sorry, we are tangenting really fucking bad.
If he's coming from the jungle, he's going to be using his third ability, Frost Breath, to freeze you in place. It's a cone, comes out from Ymir. He uses his breath to freeze the enemies in blocks of ice, doing damage and stunning them. This also applies Frostbite. Does 50 up to 210 damage, plus 50% of your magical power. And the stun is 1.25 seconds, scaling up to 2.25 seconds. This costs 60 up to 80 mana, is on a flat 16-second cooldown.
If you want to know a way to tilt Nev, play Ymir jungle.
And Blink Freezer
Get
level 2.
This ability and blink, and I'm going to rage.
Blink Freezer level 2 in mid lane, and she will literally want to quit the game.
I'm on.
Hold up, real quick. Is Nev drunk? Nev sounds drunk.
Nev's had her lemon drop martinis.
I feel like you're being very judgy, and I don't appreciate your tone.
Judge-free zone.
This is who the fuck cares if she's a little drunk?
That was just.
Is this not drunk lore? Fuck. I got off on the wrong week.
I showed up for the wrong episode. Shit.
Oh man.
So the freeze, it's obviously a long stun, on a big cone, but if you wanna get around it, pretty easy way to get around it. You just hug Ymir. Just get close to him. If you see that cone is pretty thin as it gets close to him. So just hug him. You'll probably get around it.
I always love baiting his freeze just by running at him.
Yeah, that's another way.
Just give him a little hug. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just give him a little hug. All he wants is love. In the end, all he wants is love, man.
He seems like he's a really cuddly guy.
He is.
He's a little cold.
All right.
Yeah.
But all you got to do is warm him up.
Yeah, you got to warm him
by giving him a little hug.
Just give him a little hug.
It's lack of love.
Okay. Thank you for the tip.
Yeah.
I think the lack of love leads to his ultimate ability.
You
Oh,
know,
boy.
it might. Shards of Ice. This is his ultimate. It's a 35 radius. Ymir begins to freeze the air around him, causing shards of ice to grow on his back and slowing enemies. After a 3-second channel, Ymir erupts out of his frozen state, causing shards of ice to do damage to all enemies in his range. This applies Frostbite. Canceling the ability will decrease the damage dealt.
Let
Now the
it go.
damage is
Let it go.
the damage is 500 up to 1,100 plus 150% of your magical power. This applies a 40% slow, and it costs 80 up to 120 mana at max rank, and the cooldown starts at 90 seconds and goes down to 70 seconds.
So I've hit this ult probably for like over 2,000.
Oh, yeah. If you build right,
That's
he just
disgusting.
slaps.
Yeah.
And then you walk up to your enemy and hit them with one polyproc and they're dead.
Mm-hmm. Basically. Yeah, it's a strong ult, definitely. It's just you're just standing there, so you're free to get hit by everything. The positive is that we got the last time Ymir got buffed, we got the passive. It wasn't the last time. It was the second before the last buff that Ymir got, where he got the 10% damage reduction on Frostbite.
Yeah, it was needed.
Yeah, that was definitely needed. I think it probably should be bigger right now. Like, if you're not gonna give him anything extra, the buff should be bigger so he can actually be playable in a competitive scene.
Well, but do they put that extra damage reduction on his Frostbite, or did they give him mitigations in his ult? Or
no, it's
protections?
just on this Frostbite. So basically, it's kind of on his ult too. If you're around him on his ult, you're getting Frostbite. So basically, he's on his ult. But he doesn't have direct mitigations during his ult. And to answer your question.
Well, no, I know. I was saying maybe that would help solve the problem instead of adding it to his passive, because you get his passive from his 2 and his 3 as well. I was just wondering at what point would that be?
Yeah, I mean, Hades gets mitigations during his ult, and he's a mage, you know?
Yeah, that's what I always related to.
And you don't have it on the Guardian Ymir, unless you make Ymir a ranged character, and he just throws his hammer at people. That could be a thing.
Oh, there you go.
Ymir for mage, 2019?
I've had a couple people tell me that he should be a mage the way I play him.
Yeah,
but yeah, things to consider. Food for thought.
Magical ADC.
Tell you what, we'll give you Baron if you give us Ymir.
Oh yeah, I'll take that trade off.
I would take that trade too. I would love to have Baron as Guardian stats.
Oh, alrighty. Well, let's get into a little bit of the playstyle of Ymir and what we're looking to build on him.
Yes.
How to play Ymir. Hit your freeze and wall your enemies off.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna stop you right there, because if you really want to play Ymir at a high level, that's not the way to go about it.
Tell us.
Yeah. Usually, everybody thinks, and then the first impression is always that Ymir, it's a simple, straight up character, right? You hit your freeze and then you combo, and that's it, right? If you really want to play it at a high level, people buy beads. People, half of the time your freeze is DR'd, or maybe you're playing a tier, and you got to consider tier passive. But the point is, the point is you can't rely on freeze to play Ymir effectively, especially if you're playing in a jungle role or a solo role or even a mid role. If you're playing Ymir to do damage, you can't rely on your freeze. You have to be effective at hitting your 2 without freeze. Now, how do you do this? Obviously, lots of practice. You got to read your opponent half the time. And the best way I've figured to do this is to always lead them with your wall. So how do you do this? You like if you're chasing somebody, Ymir puts the fear of God into people. Like I've gotten beats off people just by walking up to them.
Yeah. That's me. Hi, hello.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ymir's
No,
here.
I have this mindset every time I'm playing ranked. I literally walk up to people just to see, and I hold my freeze for 2 or 3 seconds because half of the people just pop beats just by looking at you. Yeah.
Oh no.
And then
why
and
is
after
this
that,
targeting me right now?
yeah, after that you just wait a second while the beats are gone, and then you freeze them, one shot him, done. Yeah. But if that doesn't happen, and your opponent actually beats, you wall behind him, and usually 90% of the time, probably you can guess, depending on the position of the wall, you can guess where if he's going left or right. So you toss the two wherever you think he's gonna go, and usually people would just walk right into it.
All right.
Nev's like, I hate
That's
you for
basic-
telling everybody how to torture me.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, really appreciate this insider information.
Yeah, I mean it's probably the best way to hit your 2 effectively. Otherwise, you just effectively try to learn how to hit it without any form of CC behind it. And some things to always guide you with that is if you're in lane and you have minions, usually people try to hide between the minions, so just toss the 2 in the minions. He'll probably just walk right into it too.
Mm-hmm. As a mid laner, I do that a lot. Actually,
Yeah.
I go into the wave. So
yeah, people love hiding between the minions, and for gods that have like AoE abilities, that's just you're just asking to get hit.
I'm learning a lot. I'm
Can
glad
confirm.
you're here.
Can confirm.
I do this on a
So
lot of
with
Guardians.
Ymir, we're looking to grab his 2 first. Then is that correct?
Yes, you're looking to grab your 2 first, so you can actually clear. I don't think there's any scenario that you go freeze first, and obviously wall.
What are
never
you
get it
talking
first.
about? You go blink freeze level 1, and you blink on the enemy hunter and you fucking kill him. And then you don't have to worry about clearing the wave because you can spend 20 minutes doing it.
With that 16-second cooldown. Whoa.
Exactly, that hot 16-second cooldown. Yeah. Yeah, the issue is like with no CCR, like his freeze is on a too large of a cooldown to actually be effective for clearing
No,
or
I agree,
anything
100%.
for that matter.
Don't.
Yeah.
Don't. You can go blink level 1, but at least wait till level 2 until you jump.
No, there's probably a scenario or two where you can actually do it. Like there used to be a meta where you had 3 or 4-man invades. So in that scenario, you could probably grab blink and go freeze first, so your team can actually get a kill.
I'm just thinking, like, if you're against an AMC level 1, all he has is swarm, so you just blink, freeze him, and kill him before he can get anywhere.
I mean, you gotta
Sorry,
consider
Nev.
that you don't. Yeah, you gotta consider that you don't do much damage.
No, and other than his wall, his frost breath is his least damaging ability.
Yeah, and level 1, like unless you have slows, you have because your basics hit like really hard. Like, don't get me wrong, if you can hit your opponent with basics with frostbite, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 basics probably kill anybody with frostbite. But frostbite doesn't slow, so hitting somebody with basics after frostbite level 1 is probably going to be pretty.
All right, so here's the play. You lane with an Izanami. She gets her 2. You get your freeze. You blink.
That might be a play, yeah.
You blink on the enemy hunter, freeze the enemy hunter, and she slows the enemy hunter with her 2, and you just basic attack the enemy to death.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Beads, bye-bye.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, the enemy support has sprint.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's just too many counters right now to level 1.
Yeah,
blinks.
now level 1 right now is hard to get a first blood like that. Usually, the first bloods I've gotten on ranked on level 1 has been we're being pretty aggro in the lane before the minions spawned. I landed 2, and then I just hit the improved sprint, and then we just
run them down
and just run them down. That beads doesn't matter at that point. You got frostbite applied. You can cleanse the slow with beads, but you got frostbite applied. I'm still gonna do a shit ton of damage, more damage than my ADC is gonna do you. But my ADC is gonna confirm the kill anyway. Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit. We talked a little bit about countering Ymir, but there's a few things that we haven't covered. The big one is if he's looking to freeze you, just give him a hug. That's all he wants.
Yeah.
Yep.
Aww.
Yeah. So there's two optimal ways to get a Ymir to juke his freeze, right. One is going like forwards and backwards, like juking into his range. Going into his range, coming back, coming out, coming in, juking in, making him think that you're going into his freeze range. That's one way to go about it. The other one is just to hug him, like really, literally hug him. Just run around him circles. Really good gods to do this are Hebo on a carpet. He does this like a boss. Kronos does it really good. Basically, any god that has really high movement speed, he could just run circles around Ymir, and like it's really hard to turn around and position yourself to actually land the freeze. You gotta consider also that Ymir freeze has a wind up to it. It has an animation. It takes half a second or so to actually pop off. So even if you position yourself perfectly, if somebody has enough movement speed, he can still just walk right around you.
Boomba's Mask Poseidon.
Yep. Thank God they nerfed movement speed.
Oh, thank God. I'm so glad they nerfed movement speed.
Dude, I am so done with this Kronos meta, dude.
I love the zoomy Poseidon though.
No, I'm so done with that. I don't like building Boomba's Mask, but I've had to build Boomba's Mask in Duel because of AMC's, Poseidons, and all that, building Teleria and all that stuff,
You're
and running all over the
encroaching
place.
on my gods here. Calm down.
Yeah, and they just run around all day. Oh, that reminds me of a really, really funny ass game that I had in Duel this split. I was facing a Kronos that was not fighting me literally for the entire game. He did not fight me at all. He built entire movement speed build. Just entire movement speed build, and he would not fight me. All he did was split push. Literally, all he did was split push. He got my tower, he got my Phoenix, everything he did was just split pushing. He was playing the pure PvE game. So this guy gets my Phoenix, but dies to me in the process, right? That's the first time I kill him. And after he kills my Phoenix, I say, this is my one shot. I gotta take everything. So I take his tower. I take his Phoenix as he's respawning. And while I'm doing this, I'm thinking, this guy's just gonna run straight to my Titan, one shot it. The Titan's a fucking potato right now. Like, you can two-shot the Titan in Duel right now. So he's just probably gonna run right through me and try to YOLO the Titan. So I run. After I take the Phoenix, I run through his blue buff, and then I do a double back through that pathway that leads back to the Titan, and I go straight into his Titan, and he didn't have time to come back because he was so speedy. He was probably like, by the time I hit his Titan, he was probably halfway into my Titan. He didn't have enough time, and I backdoored his Titan before he could backdoor mine.
Oh,
the
gosh.
plays. Okay, I have to ask.
I was literally no HP either because I had to tank like half of the Phoenix to actually kill it. So I killed this Titan like at no HP by doing the wall trick. If you don't know, you can wall the Titan like right between between you and the Titan, so it doesn't hit you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought Titans used to destroy deployables.
They do hit the destroy deployables, but you gotta. Okay, this is how you think about it. Titans destroy deployables if they walk through them. Now, Titans' basic attacks are like an AoE basic attack that has like a range, right? And they start the NPC starts hammering at you if you're at a certain range, but
the damage can't go through the wall.
But that range of where they start triggering basic attacks is not the same range as the range of the actual basics to hit. There's probably, I don't know, half a yard or two of range in between it. So you can put that wall in between, and the Titan's gonna be tossing basics at you because he thinks you're in range, but you're not.
Okay, so like basically, if you are standing against the wall facing the Titan, it will try and attack you through the wall, but the damage won't go through.
And then the Titan swears to God it's hitting you.
Interesting.
Pro strats.
Yeah.
Can we have another pro strats moment for Depp and explain the perfect time in which to wall off the enemy and make sure that your allies are not on the wrong side of the wall?
It's to have your wall on Instacast and just throw it hoping that you get the enemy on the correct side.
Okay, wall on Instacast is probably the worst idea you could probably have.
Thank you.
You have literally no idea where it's gonna land.
No.
Exactly.
Mistakes were made.
No, you have no idea where it's gonna land.
I hurt you, Big Depp, but you have seriously walled us into some
That was
very
one
awkward
game.
positions.
It was one time.
It was not one time. Don't listen to him. It was not one time.
Nev, all those instances were in the same game.
No, it was multiple games. You've played Ymir with us multiple times.
Debatable.
Okay, all right.
Debatable.
Debatable.
We get the receipt.
All right, let's talk about a little bit about builds. Support build, I'm just going to cover real quick. Support build right now is very generic. There's a few different things that you can do.
Yeah.
Pridewind is fucking OP.
Pridewind is a must.
Yeah, you got to build Pridewind right now as a support.
Yeah, you got to.
Gauntlet of Thebes is super strong right now unless the team is like super fizz or magic focused. Gauntlet of Thebes.
Yeah.
You can actually get a second item in there before you get Pridewind, but a lot of people are just going Gauntlet of Thebes, Pridewind, and then their situational items afterwards. Relic Dagger is still great because you want to have your blink up a lot. Frenzy is still super strong right now in the meta, so having it up on a cooldown really great. But the standard build for support in general is pretty straightforward right now. So if you're going to play Ymir in support, if you want a little bit more damage, you can get like a damage item on Ymir because he hits really hard. Staff of Ethereal Staff is really good. Pythagoras Piece is really good. There's a ton of really good items that kind of do a little bit of both that can fit on him really well.
If you ain't buying Polynomicon, you ain't building Ymir right, okay?
We're talking about support, motherfucker.
Exactly.
You have to have power for Polynomicon to work.
To quote Incon 2018, the best CC is death.
All right. Yep. I'm done talking about Ymir. You guys can finish.
But yeah, support builds are pretty standard right now. Ymir does have a high damage output. So what I usually do is I just build CD boots at the start. That way you get the damage going, and early game you're like the first 10-15 minutes you could solo pretty much anybody. If they, as a support character, you could solo pretty much anybody. And after that, you do go gauntlets, you go the Pride Wind. It's a pretty standard build, but what I usually look for as a support Ymir and as a Ymir in general, is to fight the negatives Ymir has with items, right? So what is the negatives that Ymir has? Like basically he has no mobility, right? Yeah. He has no mobility. So what do? I just I build a Magi's in there, and I build a Wingblade. So I got a getaway free card on if I ever put myself in a awkward position. So that's basically like the items that you can that are, I guess, player choice in the standard support builds are usually for me are Wingblade and Magi's.
Both,
just so that
both very good items.
So you can have a getaway free card if you fuck up your positioning as Ymir.
So what I'm hearing is Doom Orb to run at them.
All right.
If you're a jungler, yeah.
Gosh, speedy Ymir. All right, so that's a little bit of the support. If we're looking to play him in some different roles, what are we looking at?
So if you're, I'm gonna go into solo because it's the other one I know to heart. So solo, I vary this obviously if you're facing either physical or magical. The second item depends. Now right now, I'm going in Ymir solo. I start Mage's Blessing for that bonus damage on abilities and the 10% CDR at the start. You're gonna be a little softer, obviously. So you gotta watch yourself for solo laners like Osiris, Fenrir. Gods that are inherently tanky and they have a lot of boxing potential because they can absorb a lot of the minion damage. You gotta watch out for those gods when you build this, but otherwise, it's a pretty safe build. You have a lot of ability damage. You can level 1 you full clear the wave with 3 2s. Now usually what I do is I split push the wave between the 2 towers at the start, and then I do that's 1-2 there, 1-2 at the tower line, at the enemy tower line, that's 2, and when the 2 minion waves meet, that's the third one. I full clear the wave before usually before the enemy solo laner even touches the wave. I already full cleared the wave.
So you're back between the towers smacking the minion wave.
Yeah, he does the level 1 proxy. And then comes around and
level 1 proxy.
Hits the
level 1 proxy at the between the towers, one proxy at the enemy tower line, and then one more 2 at the when two waves meet. Yeah, and that full clears the wave completely, and you're already heading to your blue buff, and the enemy solo laner is still dealing with full 6 minions.
And he's tanking that wave unless he's under tower.
And he's tanking that wave, yeah. So basically after that, after you do that, the first few levels, I'm getting pen boots. Why? Because Pride Win is a thing, and it has 20% cooldown, and you're already getting Mage's Blessing, and it has 10. So you're already getting cooldown out of so many items, and pen boots are really strong. In terms of damage, pen boots are really strong. So I'm doing pen boots right now, and after that, depending on if I'm facing magical or physical, I would go magical, probably Void Stone, just to keep up that damage output and have a utility item late game. And if it's physical,
I'm debating right now. I'm in a thinking spot on this right now because I think Breastplate of Valor is kind of dead.
Yeah.
Because Pride Win is a thing. But I really haven't found like an item to substitute Breastplate of Valor as a second item.
So these are my two suggestions. Number one, if you are a Ymir and you are going against a physical god, if they are very heavy healer, or even if their comp is a healer, Contagion is super good. It gives you a lot of MP5. It has base mana
cheap.
On it, and
MP5,
it's
very
mana,
cheap.
Health, protections.
It's really good against a god like King Arthur who wants to hit you in the wave. So you're getting protections against him and healing anti-heal against him.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good into like a late game hell. So you're building it like you want to build it already because there's a hell or an Afro in mid. You want to build that anti-heal anyway. Fantastic item. The other item that I think is good, depending on the comp, like if you're going against an Osiris, he wants to just run at you and basic attack you. Mid Guardian Mail is super strong in that situation. It's a little more expensive, so it's not as viable, but there's not a ton of solutions in that situation because you don't have the items like Gladiator Shield. And I do have a third, now that I'm thinking about it, real quick. Dynasty Plate Helm is a good alternative because it's giving you a little power.
That's the one I was going for, yeah. That's the one I was going for because that's what I'm looking for right now because as a solo laner, early game, you're looking for the cheap items because especially if you're up against like the meta right now, which is all warriors, they all with Glad Shield and boots, like those are really cheap items that gives them a shit ton of utility and power.
At like 30.
So you're looking to match up that. So, sometimes, you don't have the luxury to build an expensive second item, because you're just going to probably fall really behind.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
And Dynasty Plate Helm, just for comparison, it's got some of the same stats as Boots, with the addition of 35 magical protections, and it's only 100 gold more than Boots.
Yeah. So definitely looking at that item. So after the first two items, you're just looking at builds that depend on what you're facing. So for me, third item, you're not looking at your opponent's solo laner anymore. You're looking at the game in general, at the 5-man thing. So I don't know, if you're facing something with a heavy CC, you might just rush that Magi's, because usually at that third item you're already starting to rotate as a solo laner. There's maybe a tower down already and you already start rotating, and solo laners, when they start to rotate, they're usually the biggest character in the game. So having that Magi's to not get CC, you could clean up a lot of kills.
I also like Genji's Guard in that situation because it gives you a little bit more cooldown. It fits in with Pride Win because Pride Win's 20. It gives you another 10. Your Magi's Blessing Mage's Blessing is giving you 10, so you're hitting the cap there. It has a nice proc on it. If you're looking as a Ymir, if you're looking to just like be in the middle of the team fight, which sometimes you are, Oni Hunters is good. I love Onis. Onis are a pretty go-to item for me right now. Yeah.
Especially like in heavy CC comps.
Oh yeah.
It's just a really good
that mitigation is
really
fantastic.
Good item. Yeah, mitigations are fantastic. CCR is so good when they have like heavy CC gods. But yeah,
the last item that I want to suggest that I think is under purchased, and I'm seeing it every once in a while now, but could be really good on Ymir, is Talisman Energy, because it fits that I want Ymir to be a little faster, and it gives him a little bit more attack speed, and it fits that your mage or magic protection item need. It's got a little health. It's a great item. Good team aura, so you can chase down the enemy team. So it fits in that.
Yeah, another good item to consider. The Stone of Biting.
Yeah.
Stone of Binding, really, really good item. Very, very cheap, and it lines up with Ymir's kit really good.
Yep.
You probably see that, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what Tricks build on that game, but I see it a lot. Like I see a lot of high level.
It's shown up.
Yeah, I see a lot of high level players like building Stone of Fall on like heavy CC characters.
Yep. Kumba has been seeing it a lot. It fits in with the way Pridewind works is that it builds, like, the shield builds off the amount of protections you have. So if you're getting, let's say you're a Kumba, because it fits in this situation. If you're getting Gauntlet of Thebes into Stone of Binding, which is a really cheap item after a relatively expensive item, and gives you both protections while you're still stacking the protections of Gauntlet, and then into Pridewind, you're getting a ton of protections, 20% cooldown, and a proc for your team to do extra damage on a target that you're CCing. Super viable.
No, definitely a good item. And obviously, Pridewind is a must no matter what.
Yeah. If you're not building Pridewind right now in the solo or support, you're missing out, because that 20% CDR and the ultimate proc is so good.
No, and the protections, 40 protections on each.
Yeah.
It's getting nerfed right now. Next patch into 30 protections, which is still
gonna be
huge.
Good. Yeah, it's still good.
It's still gonna be good. Fail Not probably got a bigger nerf than Pridewind.
Oh, for sure. That 5% crit chance is definitely a bigger nerf than 10 of each protection.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not even that. It's just the passive is really good, and the CCR is just cooldown reduction, 20% cooldown. You gotta think of your cap. You know, the cap is 40.
Yep.
Putting half of that into one item, that's huge.
Not only is it one item, it's one item that covers both protections and gives you a health shield on an ultimate. It's ridiculously strong.
Yeah, it's a very, very good item. So what are we missing?
I think to round it out, it depends on the comp. Like, if you need a wing blade for slows, if you need a spirit robe for the protections against heavy CC comp, maybe you want to be the guy who's supporting your team when they're sieging and you get an Emperor's armor. Maybe you want a little more damage.
Definitely. I've been building a lot of Emperor's armor now that you mention it. You know, because both and again, it's a cheap item.
Super.
You know, cheap items. You got to consider that this meta right now is short games. This meta is like sub 20-25 minute games. And they're already decided. Like, not even an F6. It's just Titan dead in 20 minutes. 15-minute fire giants are a thing. It's just, the game is moving super fast.
When your support at 15 minutes gets a frenzy, you can kill fire giant.
Exactly.
I mean, that's just frenzy, though.
Yeah. So I've been getting a lot of Emperor's armor because it doesn't matter which side you're on of that meta. It's a great item. If you're holding down a siege because you're behind and they're already pushing your Phoenix, you're having Emperors and your Phoenix just wailing on them. Like, Phoenix hurts a lot, does a lot of damage if it's early in the game. So Emperors have giving that improved attack speed on your Phoenix is gonna Shrek their team. And the same can be applied otherwise. It's early game. Phoenix does a lot of damage. If you have Emperor's armor, it's gonna be a lot slower. It's gonna make the siege a lot easier. Definitely a good item in this meta, and it's cheap.
Yep. Again, 2K gold, really cheap.
Yeah, 2K gold, really cheap. Yeah. So basically, right now you could probably full build Ymir with like 10K, 11K gold.
Easy. You
could probably full build.
One of your most expensive items is going to be Pridewind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically,
2400.
2400 is, actually 2400 is Pridewind's probably going to be your most expensive item. You have right now, you boots 1550. Pridewind 2400, Mage's Blessing 2150, Wingblade 1850, Emperor's 2000, and maybe throw in a Stone of Binding there. Your 6 item.
and Stone of Binding is like 1,700, I think. Yeah, 1,700. There, full build. That's probably not even 10k.
No, easily not.
Yeah, and then you have 6 items already.
All right, so we've talked a ton about great builds for being a tankier Ymir. What is your go-to? First of all, what's your go-to dual build? And secondly, what's your go-to troll? I want to just kill a dude with my 2-3 or 3-2 combo.
This is good. Okay. Go to dual build right now. Independent of who you're facing, really, because I'm going like damaged like on the first 4 items usually. Like I'm going if the game lasts longer than 4 items, then maybe I'll build defense. But I'm going full damage usually because I wanna face roll and end this game quick, because that's where my advantage is, right, in the early game. So I'm doing cooldown Hunter's Mark, cooldown boots. I get double chalice because I want to stay in lane forever and get as much farm as I can. Cooldown boots into Bancross, into Demonic Ring, into the Staff of Mirrodin.
Oh gosh.
Into, I guess if it goes longer, I'll get a poly and maybe probably end it up with a rod if it goes that far.
Oh my.
Yeah. So Staff of Mirrodin, it's not a great item right now, but in duel it has worked out for me fantastically.
Double wall, they can't escape.
It definitely has
if you're wondering, if you're wondering, you can't have 2 walls up. Once you put one up, it'll cancel the other. So I'm sorry to crush that dream. Sorry. All right. Yeah. So the staff has worked out really great for me because usually in duel, your opponent always pretty much has beads. Like if you don't have beads versus Ymir, you're insane. Yeah, and you're just asking to lose. That no matter who you're playing, that should always be your first relic. I'm gonna hate myself for saying this, but that should always be your first relic. Now my issue is if we're at same level, it's 4 items in and nobody's gotten a kill. I'm usually versus an ADC or a mage that can one-shot me, right? So if it gets to 4 items and they have beads, they just press beads and then I'm naked. I'm just gonna die. So Mirrodin has worked out great for me because I start with ult and then I pop the ult probably early because I want to get the damage off on him. I get a freeze, I get his beads, and I freeze again and then one-shot him. It's pretty much guaranteed.
Nice.
First freeze to bait the beads, second freeze to lock them down.
Yeah, exactly. If you watch Sam's recent video where I was on Discord call with him, that's exactly what happened to him playing Songer. It was a fight, if I'm not mistaken, at Bull Demon. He popped everything on me, even improved Sunder. He popped everything on me, and he had beads, he had everything up, but he still died because I got a double freeze on him.
Yep.
Oh my. All right.
Yeah. So basically, like usually my games are not lasting longer than 4 items. Titan's usually dead by then. So yeah, I mean, if it goes longer than 4 items, maybe I'll build defense. Defense, there's only like 3 items for me in terms of defense, no matter what. Like if you're a physical, it's breastplate for the cooldown, and if you're a magical, it's either Genjis or Shoguns. I like Genjis because of the cooldown. I do shoguns if I'm facing gods that have a crowd control, because the CCR is nice, but mostly because it's the combination of the CCR and the improved attack speed that I get. Right now, in duel, like the only one of the bigger disadvantages Ymir has is his lack of objective push, right? So if you have like a really good attack speed with Hunter's Blessing, you can actually do objectives pretty efficiently without needing Polynomicon.
Nice.
All right.
So having Hunter's Mark, Demonic Ring, Shoguns, all that. Because you got to consider Hunter's Mark is giving you like a base increased damage for every.
Oh
basic.
yeah, the flat 15, and then goes
the
to
flat
30
15,
on evolved.
Yeah, you got to consider that. That's pretty big considering if you build Hunters, Demonic, and Shoguns, you're probably at like 180, 190 attack speed. So that's huge. You can shred a Phoenix, no problem.
You heard it here first. Optimal.
So in conclusion,
Optimal.
spectral armor all the time.
All right, boys. We got to move on.
Well, that just about wraps it up. But before we move on to our next segment, let's throw a shout out to NCS, No Copyright Sounds.
No copyright sounds.
No copyright sounds.
For all your
They're
non-copyright sound
doing
needs.
our outros. We just snag a song off of their YouTube. It's all copyright free. And they offer downloads for those. Just hop on at the description of each video. You can pull the song right off of it. No problem.
Nice.
Links in the description. Hat of Purgatory.
We got
had the perfect storm.
We got 2 to go over real quick.
Yes. Last week's was the perfect storm, but a week before we had, as I believe the show notes say, fuck you, Fro.
It was Feel the Love.
I don't even remember that topic coming up.
That's always a
You
topic.
know,
yeah, 'cause you were gone by then.
It's always the topic.
Yeah.
But let's start with your games, Bryce.
All right, so I'll keep it short so Willow can get into fuck you, Fro. That's probably much more enjoyable. First thing, I learned a lesson right away. My first Hat of Purgatory here with the Bot G folks. Now I know I better ask somebody for help because when it's these multiple god things, can't depend. I was like, listen, if I lock in Zeus enough, I'm bound to get a Chalk and a Susano on my team.
Wait. Hold on, pause. You
Wait a
didn't
minute.
think to
Why didn't
literally
you-
ask
why
anyone?
Didn't you ask us? Yeah, why didn't you ask us? Hello?
Listen, when you had me fill out the application, podcast host application, Are You Smart was not on the application.
Oh, jeez.
So it was a struggle to get it in, but out of everything that happened, I've learned 2 things. A, Chain Lightning is the hardest ability to hit in the motherfucking game. Okay?
It's pretty hard.
I will
Kappa?
hit Hu Yi triple bounce before I hit a single motherfucking Chain Lightning. But somehow when you're against Zeus, you get hit by every single one. I don't know how this game works like that.
Fucking preach, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel it.
But the biggest highlight, I was literally fucking dying the whole game. This enemy, Guan Yu, was one speedy fucking boy. His build. Are you ready for it?
Shield of regrowth in there, I'm sure.
Yes. But that's
Yeah.
That's not spicy enough.
Talaria's
Golden
Specialist
Blade,
Blessing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Boomba's Mask,
okay.
Let's go.
Massive
I
Immune.
want to know who this is. Hello? Can I know who this is?
This is Soccer Steven 2006, just FYI.
XX Pro Gamer Girl
Exactly.
XX69.
Fucking Mass Immune. Then we got the Shield of Regrowth. Then we got Stone Cutting Sword. And then he built Wingblade. And let me tell you something.
Lord, dude. That's like 600 movement speed.
If you were like half health in the middle of the map anywhere, You would have to tell your teammate, go back to base now, run, because this motherfucker will come out of phone. If he wasn't catching you by slashing and dashing and healing, this motherfucker would hop on his horse and catch you. Boom!
Yeah.
Right across.
Answer me this though. Did he have the unicorn skin?
Oh, I don't know what skin he had. I don't remember.
Oh man, look at my horse. My horse is amazing.
Yeah.
It just became...
If he had that one, I want to immediately be his friend. Like, seriously.
It just became this thing of like yelling at each other. Run! Run! Get away from him! Oh, it was the scariest thing I've seen. And he was so fast, I couldn't tell if he was just that fast or he was lagging or what the fuck was going on. It was confusing.
Speed hacker.
Yes, but it was awesome. So good job, Soccer Steven, 2006.
Wait, hold on. I love
Good
how
job,
we're talking
buddy.
about your Hat of Purgatory. You make one complaint about the god that you picked, and then tell a whole story about the one on the enemy team who just fucked you.
Yes.
You know, sometimes the Hat of Purgatories, you just accept that you do shit and talk about how you got fragged instead.
Yep.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Fro, do you want to start it off?
Well,
You
with
got
that
the one from the
transition,
other week, don't you?
we had to do the Feel the Love, Cupid and Aphrodite. Well, we decided to go to Arena. I do
As
enjoy
you
me
do.
some Arena every once in a while. Fuck. Will, do you got the receipts who was on the enemy team? I know there was a Loki.
They
and
had a
Nuwa.
Loki. They had a Nuwa. They had a Nox.
And
they had a Jormungandr. And
he had my number.
and what was? Oh, and a Cupid. And a Cupid that you
Oh, that's right.
fucked early.
The other
game.
Cupid.
Hit
Yeah,
me,
I established some dominance on that Cupid. Like, there was a few times where I went
Wait, which one were you,
deep.
Fro? Were you Cupid or were you Afro?
I was Cupid.
I played
Okay,
Afro.
Cupid main. Just making sure.
He's the Cupid main. Do you have
Well,
to ask?
he's also got like Afro main from back.
Yeah,
in the
Afro's
day.
still like my number 3 god.
You've still been a Cupid main for like a solid 2 months.
I've been a Diamond Cupid for like a month and a half. I've been a Diamond Afro for 2.5 years.
I'm just giving you shit.
But anyway, our game was really shitty. We had a Cerberus, a Kepri, and who was the third Guardian that we had?
Damage Ganesha.
Damage Ganesh. Because fucking
Yo,
Bob.
that's the only way to play Ganesh. I
No.
don't know what you guys.
Oh,
No,
God.
all right. Fucking Bob has
don't get-
made it a habit.
Bob is
No, his
cool
name's
to play
Bob
with.
Face Omega. No, he's
Okay.
cool. I like Bob. But he, for whatever reason, decided for the past 2 weeks that whenever he plays in the game with me, he's just going to fucking
Troll
build
hard.
like a troll. And just like intentionally troll the entire time. And it's like, oh my fucking God, really, dude? It was cute the first couple times, but now it's beginning to get ridiculous.
There was one
To
play.
be fair, you did do the Hat of Purgatory while he was queuing with you. So
I mean,
right,
the
we
hat
did.
was only Cupid and Afro. It's not like it was a bad hat.
yeah.
Not like I was going Force Shields Collie or Crit
Oh,
King Arthur.
fuck. Crit King Arthur.
This
That
one
was
w-
bad.
Dude, that one sucked so bad. I fucking hated doing that one.
There was one play that you made. Well, I helped you make, and then you made on top of it. You were at literally like what, 10 health at one
10,
point.
15, like under 25.
I kiss him as he's dashing away. Use my ult to save him from the Jormungandr's spit, and then I use my birds, and he drops his hearts as the Nuwa is ulting in the air and heals enough from the hearts to survive the Nuwa ult.
No, literally, I picked up one of my hearts and
Yeah.
your birds and still came out after because I got healed up from that. I got hit. I got dropped back down to like 7
Yeah,
HP.
I
And it's
don't
like,
know how he made it
my
out.
God. And it literally, like, that all took place in the span of like
2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
It was literally Yorm ult at me, spit, he immune so I don't die from that, starts healing, I grab one heart, Nuwa ult hits, and somehow survive, grab the next heart, and just keep running.
It was, that was the only play. We lost by what, 8 tickets or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
It was
if only
really
we had
close.
some frontliners.
Aww.
8 tickets. I don't know this version of the game.
In Arena, like, one of the biggest upsets is when you lose sub 10 tickets.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's so upsetting.
Well, it didn't help that
I've had a couple of arena matches that ended like 1 ticket.
I've won a
One or
game
two.
with
I
one
had
ticket
a 2
left.
the other night. That was
Yeah.
really upsetting.
where there's like 2 tickets or 1 ticket left on each side, and everybody's running to the mid to kill the minion.
Yup.
See, the
I
thing
got
that was
this.
frustrating about the game we were playing is the Loki.
Oh, God.
And not because he was good, but because the Nuwa was fucking amazing. Like, it's the first time in a long time I've had a Nuwa
That was really
hit
good.
me with her passive to root me. Because, like, I seen her throw out her soldiers, and I'm like, or what she threw out one of her builds, the shining metal. I'm like, all right, going in on you now. She rooted me, called out her soldiers, hit the fog, then got the shining metal, because it's only got like an 8-second cooldown. It just fucked me, and I'm like, oh, okay. But most of the time, she would just literally summon her soldiers, explode, and Loki was always right there. Like,
Yeah,
as soon as the explosion went off, he just hits one basic, walk away, and I died to Loki. It's like, oh.
Yeah,
Motherfucker.
that's how you know a Nua is like either good or bad. Like the way she uses her passive.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that
Caught me
tells
off
you
guard.
a lot.
I wasn't expecting that level of sweat in an arena.
Yeah. We jumped in that arena.
Because
and
it
we're
was
just doing that.
100-0 in like no time. And it's like,
Yep.
oh my god.
Unlucky.
But yeah, that was our hat.
Oh, well, that sounds like a thrilling time, I'm sure.
So what's next week,
And
Dub?
we have a new Hat of Purgatory. Stack the minions.
Oh, boy.
We're going to grab those gods with walls, and we're just going to hold the
Oh.
minion waves back.
Oh.
So grab your Terra, grab your Ymir, grab your Thor, and let's let those minions stack up for a couple
and
waves.
Sit in front of your Phoenix and just wait.
Yup.
Full CDR.
I really feel like this is bad.
I feel like Nev hasn't done one in a while.
That's
Yes.
not fair.
Yes.
That's not fair.
It's been like a
That's not
month.
fair.
Yes.
How
It's
is
been
that
like
not
a
fair?
month and
That
a
sounds
half.
like the fairest way to go about it.
I've been doing league shit.
Now, there's a couple of ways that this can go.
Uh-huh.
And I've seen this happen. Like I think there's people that there's a couple of people that actually done videos on this mechanic where you just hold wave. And unless you're a god, like if you stack enough waves, unless you're a god that can clear the wave like before the archers start shooting at you, you're gonna get one-shotted.
That's what you have to go
Welcome
for.
to Nev being in mid.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all I have to say about
So
that.
unless you're like, I don't know, like something that can lay down an AoE, like maybe Merlin, Frost, Blizzard, like from afar and then walk away, or like Raw Beam or something, like you're gonna get one-shotted.
Well, what is this? What is this Hat of Purgatory? What does this involve aside from Ymir?
You get
and Thor?
2 other people.
Gods with walls, and you let the minions stack
Yeah,
up.
you
Two
stack
other
up all the
people.
minions and then you release a
I
giant
don't-
fucking wave.
I don't play support, so
Then play Thor.
So you're
fine.
doing
Then
Thor.
play
That's
Thor.
good to know.
I don't play
Mid Thor.
jungle.
Nev, mid Thor.
Nev,
I'm
just
gonna get
just
fired
get a
from my
group.
team.
just get a group and do this in Joust. Just keep a huge fucking
Uh-huh.
wave, and then
Oh, there you go. Do it in Joust. 3 gods. Perfect.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then keep them at your Phoenix,
Can-
and just trade off who's clearing the
Can-
minions at the tower.
Can we
Yeah.
make this fair and at least roll for it?
Nev, I
No.
don't think
It's you, Nev.
I don't think that's
No.
an option at this point.
Oh no! I edited last week.
Pulling that right.
the
Pulling that
bargaining begins. Yo, is this the 5 stages of grief?
if you put me in a mage role, I'll feel a little bit more comfortable.
All right, so you're building Damage Ymir. Thanks.
Damage Ymir.
Oh, no.
Damage Blink Ymir.
Real quick, can you give me some tips on Damage Ymir?
Yeah.
Listen back to the episode, Nev, okay?
Listen back to the episode. We got 3 different builds to choose from.
Fair enough. Okay.
Nev, this is the Hat of Purgatory. If you lose, it doesn't matter. We just got to meme on how bad it was.
That's fair. That's fair. I will find 2 challengers to play this with, and that way, when they ban me, I know it's in love.
Nev's going to pick Toth and be like, look, guys, I'm helping.
I have a wall, guys!
Helping!
I'll go clear wave. You guys hold the wave back.
I got this, boys.
Oh,
All right.
gosh.
All right. It's fine. I will try this. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So that's the new hat. We have a community corner announcement. Rework a god, courtesy of Fro Double G.
Ooh.
Yeah, he wants us to pick a god and
Wait,
rework
what?
either some of their
Did you say
abilities
courtesy of Fro? Okay. I mean, yeah, I posted it, but
So I was just going like real quick through the mage list, and a thought came through, and I haven't tried this, but maybe you guys know. Maybe Vulcan turret? Can he block?
Hey, don't mess with my Chef Vulcan.
I don't think his turret blocks. I think it's considered a minion, and other minions can walk through it. It's not like
But you gods can't. Like I was thinking, because gods can't walk through it.
I think the minion would just walk around.
Yeah, I think it's so small that
I
the minion's
feel-
just like, nah.
Yeah, that was my conclusion. Like, then maybe the minions can walk around it, but maybe you can like perfectly place it, whereas it can't. I don't know. Somebody's got to try this.
Yeah, myth busting. Can Vulcan turret hold wave?
Yeah, there you go.
Can we not mess with Chef Vulcan? Okay, thanks.
We're not messing. Nev, come on.
Yeah.
That was like, don't nerf
Watch
him.
out! Watch out! You're gonna get meatball thrown at you.
Oh gosh.
All right, so
rework a god for us.
real-
We'll cover that in a couple weeks' time.
Yep, I was just gonna say, I feel like the way we did the last one worked out pretty well. We gave the challengers 2 weeks to get their submissions in after the announcement, and then we did the episode with it on, and then we did a week off without a community corner. So maybe we'll try that again. See how that works out for everybody. I just think that's a good time frame.
Absolutely, and
I
that
like
way we can get everyone to get the responses into our Discord or our Twitter at Battleground of. Discord link in the description of the podcast, as well as on our Twitter. And yeah, am I missing anything there?
I think you got it all.
Alrighty. Well, Ranian, where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube, YouTube/Ranian, and on Twitch/Ranian.
Links will be in the description.
Ranian. We will put your links in the description. Thank you for coming out. We really appreciate it.
No, thank you guys. That was actually really fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Good times were had by all. Well, us regular hosts, you know where you can find us. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Stay frosty, my friends.
Fuck you, Bryce.
Ooh, I like it. What, bro?